Dora Cakes or dorayaki are soft, spongy, cake-like pancakes sandwiched together with a tasty filling. To make them, we need just simple ingredients and the recipe is a quick one. If you have the filling ready, you could serve them in minutes. How quick is that? Hi friends, this is Veena and welcome to Pancake. Today I am sharing yet another quick and tasty breakfast recipe. An easy recipe for soft, spongy dorayaki cakes, popularly called Dora Cakes. What I'm going to show you is an eggless version of these tasty Japanese cakes. Now let's see how to make them. Though enjoyed by young and old, today's recipe is a kid's favorite. Children love snacking on plump Dora cakes because guess who also is a big fan of these? Their favorite cartoon character, Doraemon or Doraemon as this character is called in India. Those of you whose kids love Doraemon could find today's video extra special. Let's start by preparing the filling. Well, children tend to prefer a Nutella filling. And nowadays, many people also use a chocolate spread or chocolate ganache or custard pudding filling. But the Japanese traditionally use a sweet red bean paste filling that is not only delicious but also more wholesome than other fillings. I've tasted this in Chinese pastries and I simply love it. Now let me show you my recipe for red bean paste. It's a quicker version and also has two special ingredients for enhancing the original taste. Just remember that if you want to use this filling in your Dora cakes for breakfast, you'll have to prepare it the previous night. But I urge you to try it out. It's so delicious. Our main ingredient will be red beans, called lal chori or red chauli in India. Fortunately, red chauli can easily be bought online and on Amazon too. As for the red bean paste, you could think of it as the Japanese version of the delicious Maharashtrian puran, but much easier to prepare. The traditional recipe needs pre-soaking of the beans and then cooking them for over an hour on the stove. But we'll use a pressure cooker, so no pre-soaking. Just wash 150 grams, that's 3/4 of a cup of the beans with plenty of water, at least twice. Then add around 2 cups of water to it and boil it on medium heat for 3 minutes. Take it off the stove and drain away the water. This will be slightly bitter in taste and can be discarded. Transfer the beans to a cooker container. Add 1.5 cups of water to the beans and pressure cook them. Once full pressure is reached, lower the heat and let the beans cook under pressure for around 5 to 6 minutes. No need to count the whistles going off. Open the cooker and check the cooked beans. They should be soft and you should be able to press them easily like this. Now strain away the extra water and transfer the cooked beans to a non-stick pan or a thick-walled cooking vessel like this one. To it, let's add 120 grams, that's half a tightly packed cup plus 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Traditionally, an equal weight of sugar as the red beans or a little more than that is added. I have reduced the sweetness a little, but you could add 150 grams of the brown sugar if you want. We'll also add half a teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. Let's mix everything and transfer the mixture to a grinder jar along with 2 tablespoons of water and grind it coarsely like this. You could also grind it to a smooth puree if you want. Let's transfer the ground mixture to the same vessel along with 2 tablespoons of the rinsing of the grinder jar. Now to enhance the taste of the traditional paste, I'm adding 2 special ingredients. The first one is 2 teaspoons of grated or finely chopped orange rind. You could scrape this off an orange with a fine grater or else remove the white pith and then finely chop the rind. Let's add this to the beans mixture and then add the second special ingredient, 2 teaspoons of lime juice. Now let's cook the mixture on medium-low heat with constant stirring for just around 5 to 6 minutes to remove the excess water and get a spreadable paste. When you can see the bottom of the vessel as you stir the mixture, you'll know it's done. It will thicken even further as it cools. Once it is just slightly warm, transfer it to a small container that has a lid. Our delicious red bean paste is now ready. This will stay good in the fridge for 1 week and in the freezer for over a month. Now let's turn to making the Dora Cakes. We'll begin by mixing the batter. Everything in one bowl. First, let's transfer half a cup, that's 55 grams, of powdered sugar to the mixing bowl. To it, we'll add 2 teaspoons of soft butter, 1 tablespoon of honey, and 1/8 teaspoon, that's half of a quarter teaspoon, of salt. Using a whisk or a wooden spoon like me, mix everything till you get a crumbly mixture. Now we're going to give a healthy twist to this recipe by replacing part of the maida or all-purpose flour with whole wheat flour. So to this sieve, I'll add 3/4 of a cup, that's 95 grams, of maida, and a quarter cup, that's 35 grams, of whole wheat flour. And then I'll add half teaspoon of baking soda. Let's mix this roughly and sift it into the mixing bowl. To this, we'll add a quarter cup of milk powder. You could also use dairy whitener, and then half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. In this jug, I have 3/4 of a cup of room temperature milk. Let's add it in slowly, beginning by adding around half of it. Mix well after each addition because we need a lump-free batter. What we want is a cake-like batter of medium-thick ribbon consistency, not too thick. It shouldn't break too early like this when you pour it out with a spoon. This needs some more milk. Now it's just right. I'll add the last teaspoon of milk as well. Remember, you might need a few teaspoons less or more of milk than what I have added. Notice how the last few drops can be seen holding their shape for a second or two before merging into the batter. Now let's cover the batter and let it rest for 6 to 7 minutes. 7 minutes are up, so I'll start heating my pan on low heat. From start to finish, the heat has to be on the lowest setting. For pancakes of a uniform size, use a fixed quantity of batter. I'm using a quarter cup measure. It's best to use a non-stick pan for this recipe, but the most crucial step is controlling the heat. Heat the pan until you can feel the heat on your palm, but it shouldn't feel too hot. This is just right. So I'll now add around 3 to 4 drops of oil on the pan. Spread it and then wipe it off with a paper towel to prepare the pan. You don't have to repeat this step again. Okay, now let's pour the batter for the first pancake. Pour it in a steady stream over one spot and from a height of around 8 inches. The batter will slowly spread in all directions uniformly. Wait for around 10 seconds and then cover it with a lid. I found that if you cover the pan, the pancakes cook faster, thus reducing the chances of the underside burning or getting blackish brown. What we want is a rich brown color. My pancakes usually take roughly 1 minute and 15 seconds to cook on the first side. It's now exactly 1 minute 20 seconds. Notice the bubbles on the top. Let's free the sides of the pancake all around and then flip it. Perfect. Just the color we want. We'll cook the underside for just 30 seconds. Actually, the first pancake is something like a guinea pig. It helps you decide how long you need to cook the first side for the rest of the pancakes. If the color is too light, cook the next pancake for a few seconds longer. If it's too dark, reduce the cooking time a little. 1 minute 20 seconds was perfect for my setup. 30 seconds are over, so I'll transfer this first pancake to a plate. Now, without wasting any time, pour out the batter for the next one. And then cover the pan. Remember to keep a check on how hot your pan is getting. Two things will happen if it gets overheated. Firstly, the batter will begin setting as soon as you pour it and won't spread easily. And secondly, the pancake will become blackish brown underneath in no time. After 1 minute 20 seconds, it's time to flip this pancake. Nice! But if you look closely, you'll see it's a little darker brown in the center. Meaning you have to find a way of letting the pan cool a little. Here's what I do. Once I'm on the second pancake, like now, after flipping it, I turn off the heat. I then let it cook for 30 seconds with the heat turned off. And after transferring it to a plate, I turn the heat on again. And then pour the batter for the next pancake. The underside of this one has browned perfectly. Alternatively, after flipping the pancake, if you want to keep the pan from overheating, instead of turning off the heat, you could also just take the pan off the stove. And after letting the underside of the pancake cook for around 20 to 30 seconds, put the pan back on the flame. Then transfer the pancake to a plate. Use whichever strategy works for you. Let's continue making the rest of the pancakes. I was able to make 6 pancakes in all, and they are all looking good. Let me give you a closer look. Beautiful brown color, no? And look at this tiny one. I made this thin pancake with the rinsing of the mixing bowl, and it too is just the right color. And here's what the underside of each pancake looks like. Time to sandwich the pancakes with a sweet filling of your choice. I'm going to use my homemade, super tasty red bean paste. Let's spread it on one pancake, seeing that the layer of filling is slightly thicker in the center. Now let's press the other pancake on top of this one. A perfectly shaped Dora cake. Like I mentioned, what we call Dora Cakes are called dorayaki in Japan. Dora being the Japanese word for gong, a metal disc that produces a hollow ringing sound when struck with a mallet or hammer. This one looks like a cute little gong, doesn't it? Now let me cut it open so you can see how light and fluffy and spongy the Dora cake is inside. Let's make another one using a filling of good old butter and jam. Use any flavor of your choice. Spread butter on one pancake and jam on another, and press the two together. And here it is, another beautiful, rich-looking Dora cake. 2 cakes, 2 fillings. I just have to taste one. The right sweetness and the right texture. So there you have it, a breakfast snack that's simple, wholesome, and absolutely delicious. Do make these Dora cakes. You'll love them. And if you loved this video, do give it a thumbs up. See you in my next video. Till then, stay safe and happy cooking.